Hello everybody, welcome back to the LMC channel. I'm your host Liam, and... Have you ever just gone to the theater with your friends to watch a movie? You pick something that you think your friends are really gonna like, you hype them up to watch the film, take your seat, and as the movie plays, you are disappointed in what you were watching. Although it's not really a big deal, so you and your friends just laugh it off and move on with your day. Now, why do I bring this up? Well, of course there are bad films out there. However, a bad film has nothing against a film that is just painful to watch. That's right, I'm talking about films that are the lowest of the lows. Films that are so bad it's downright torture to watch. Now today, I'm going to be talking about a film that is just one of the worst films of all time. Not something like Plan 9 from Outer Space or The Room. Today, I'm going to review a film that is just a punishment to watch. So, let me introduce you to Village of the Giants. This film, if you ever want to call it that, is one of the most painful movies I've ever had to sit through. It's so bad it has zero redeeming qualities. I can't even believe it was made. So, how did this film get into production? Bird-Eye Gordon was the director behind this atrocity and has created several B-movies in the giant film genre before, such as The Amazing Colossal Man, War of the Puppet People, and Earth vs. the Spider. All cheesy B films that your parents might have heard of. Maybe, I don't know. He was even nicknamed Mr. Big in Hollywood. The film was based off the H.G. Wells novel, The Food of the Gods and How It Came to Earth. A book that has had several B-movie adaptations over the decades, including one from the same director. And this one is no exception. With the difference being that the film is modernized for when this film was made in the 1960s. Now, I'm pretty sure that this film has nothing to do with the book whatsoever besides the concept. So you may or may not be asking yourself, why am I reviewing a film that's over 55 years old? Well, in the end, I'll watch anything. Even silent films. I'll sit down and watch whatever crap is on TV. And that's how I happened to stumble upon this film. And even though it was really bad, I just couldn't help myself to continue the film. So let's talk about this abomination of a movie. Let's talk about Village of the Giants. The movie opens up with this. You know, I think they play this movie's opening on constant loop in hell. So the movie begins and we see a car that has crashed in the rain. The car belongs to a group of hippie teenagers who are the antagonist of this film. How do we first meet them? Ow, my ears! So they all get out of the car and begin to dance in the rain. Hey, my audience from the 1960s, does this remind you of what you used to do? I don't know, they're probably just high. Wait a minute, they might actually be high. So, after they dance, wrestle with one another, and definitely get hypothermia in the mud, their leader, played by Beau Bridges, spots a sign saying that the nearest town is only 3 miles away, so they decide to head there to spread their disease amongst others. The film cuts to our main protagonists, Mike and Nancy, who are... Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt! Continuing the movie... Alright guys, I don't have all day, hurry up here! Look, even the dog doesn't want to watch this crap. Get a room. That's all I have to say about you two.
Hey Mike, look what I got!
Oh, thank God, kid, you're a lifesaver. This is Ron Howard in one of his earliest roles before Happy Days and after the Andy Griffith Show. He sure did fine for himself. Anyways, his name's Genius, which he thinks sounds like a rude name to give someone like that, but no, that's just what he likes to be called. Lady, you just threw sulfuric acid all over the place! Are you insane? So after his introduction, he goes down into his lab, and the two teens follow to where they find this stuff. I don't like how it's overflowing like that. So we get introduced to more of Genius's lab.
Mike! You nearly stepped on it! His burglar alarm.
Great! Can't wait for the burglars to trip over toy cars and have their hair set ablaze too. Meanwhile, a cat comes by and eats some of the stuff, and this happens. Oh, Garfield. Stop eating strange stuff you aren't supposed to eat. So they name this stuff the goo, and the first thing that comes to mind when discovering this new invention is trying it out on more animals to sell the goo and make money off of it. Let's hope it doesn't get in the wrong hands. So after testing the goo on some ducks in the backyard, the two leave the ducks unattended.
Oh Mike, the ducks are gone! Our secret's flown the coop!
You idiots! Now you got two 8-foot giant-sized ducks running across town. Should have kept them on a leash. So back to the other group of teenagers. They find an old abandoned theater to clean themselves up.
Now what is the story on you guys? You're gonna kill yourselves.
I was shocked the rain didn't get you first. So the teens go dancing. Is that all you people think about? Just go to the club and start dancing? Because it sure isn't gonna get you anywhere. So they go to a local dance club. Oh, and hey, look, I get it. You can afford the Beatles, but that doesn't mean you have to clone them.
I don't care for playing fair, I'm not the sharing kind.
Hey, cool music, but I don't really think it fits the scene. So, why don't we fix it? Much better. So the group of teens make it to the party, and you two should definitely get a room. The ducks also find themselves on the dance floor, and the antagonists decide to befriend our heroes to find out what made the ducks grow. Both antagonists make a move on the two. Bo Bridges takes Nancy out for a dance, and the hell, dude? You have a girlfriend, man. This man is cheating on his girlfriend. What is wrong with you? Yeah, some hero you are. Showing a great example for all of us out there. So the next day they roast the ducks and have a barbecue with, oh god, it's another 1960s box of teens dancing. Run! Go! Get out of here before the music gets you! Anyways, here comes young Sheldon on his bike to give Mike the formula.
Said what, kiddo? Kiddo? I prefer to be called Genius if you don't mind.
Don't you dare forget it! So the teenage girl and Genius go have a chat together. Meanwhile, back at the lab, Mike and Nancy discover something else is eating the goo.
The giant enemy spider.
So they defeat the spider. Mike grabs onto a pipe and electrocutes the floor, causing the spider to die. So after that, the group of teens sneak into the lab to get some more goo. Although, while that's going on, another pop teen song. Give me a break! At least it's pretty mellow. So they get the goo, but the kid sees Benson from Regular Show and he decides that he wants a piece of candy. And he just so happens to set off the burglar alarm. Oh, relax. It's just a bear trap. Just shake it off. You'll be fine. Our heroes rush over to the house to have an all-out brawl. The group of kids finally get a hold of the goo and have the bright idea of eating it. However, we have to go through this whole scene of the kids acting chicken to try and get some of it. Yeah, I double dog dare ya. I triple dog dare ya. So eventually they all decide to take the goo. And then, yeah, I had a face like that if I too became a giant. So after about 40 minutes into the movie, we finally get to see what you came here for. Let me ask you something. If you were a giant, what would be the first thing that you would do? I sure hope it's not dancing.
Come on, let's dance.
You know, this scene's been ingrained in my mind for so many years. And this scene goes on forever and ever. Even the people in this movie are tired of this crap. The scene just goes on for a good 5 minutes and it feels like 20. It's just painful to watch. Oh, thank God. Anyways, the police show up, and I think these might be the first adults in this flick, and he tells all the giants to go back to the theater, which they do. The next morning, the sheriff goes into the theater and talks to the giants. However, off-screen, they took the sheriff's daughter, and now the giants have taken over the whole town, and everyone is bowing down to them. At this point, I'm waiting for the National Guard to show up and surround the building. But I don't think this movie is smart enough to know they exist. Alright, let's see what Jimmy Neutron over here is doing. Should we worry about that? So, our heroes, we're trying to figure out a plan to stop the giants. So, what's the plan?
You've got to get us a hostage of our own.
Alright, let's do it! Wait.
So they find Beau Bridges and decide to rope him down with a pretty lady to distract him.
Hey, baby.
Imagine you get to work on a movie and you're credited as the guy who made 2 giant hairy legs because someone had to do this for this movie. Also, this part made me laugh.
Okay, take off!
The plan is going well until one of the giants gets a hold of Mike's girlfriend, where she's been taken to the theater.
You deserve that for cheating on her.
Well, that didn't work. So what's their next plan?
Did somebody just say more 1960s dancing? Because that's what you're gonna get!
You know, she's a pretty good dancer, all things considered. So while they're enjoying KFC, Mike decides to distract the giants by trying to recreate David and Goliath. Meanwhile, a group of kids, I don't remember their names, go inside and save the sheriff's daughter and Nancy. Meanwhile, Dexter is putting on his best Waldo outfit. He creates an antidote for the goo. Mike loses his slingshot and all hope seems lost, but then Genius comes in and shrinks them back down to size, with their clothes miraculously shrinking as well. The teens run down the same road where Marty McFly used the DeLorean to go back to the future, and the movie ends with this.
Is that the place where they have the goo?
Yes, that's the place where they have the goo.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, this film is really bad. Sure, I give it some slack for its special effects and editing because it is from the 1960s after all. I can totally express my disbelief and believe that there are actual giant animals and humans running around this movie, not just the camera angles being really low or an animal on a green screen. And it's pretty inoffensive compared to other movies, though I don't know how accurate the stereotyped teens are in this film. The acting's alright, nothing to complain about there, but in the end, it's really a bad movie. Honestly, it's a film you have to watch for yourself.
Then again, if you do watch this film on your own, you're just basically wasting 80 minutes of your life. But, hey, do whatever you want.
Well, my name is Liam. Thank you so much for watching. Remember to do what every other YouTuber tells you to do. I'll see you guys next time. Also, while researching for this film, it's come to my attention that Bird-Eye Gordon passed away not that long ago, so rest in peace. You created one of the worst movies of all time, but your legacy lives on in YouTube videos like mine. Maybe I'll look into one of his other films one of these days.